Have you ever wondered where the number one came from? Let's journey back, way back, to the dawn of time, 3,032,659,000 years ago. The stage was set, the curtain was about to rise, and the number one was ready to make its grand entrance. Our protagonist emerged from the primordial soup, making its way to dry land. This was a momentous event, the birth of the number one as we know it. Now, the number one didn't just pop into existence fully formed. Oh no, it was a simple, humble creature at first. Picture this, a solitary line, a single mark. In the ancient Ozuvian era, our hero was known as the Oso e Shingu, a term from a time when people etched lines into bones or wood to keep count. This was a significant leap for humanity, a leap from vague counting to a concrete system. You see, while other mammals could count up to 3 or 4, humans, with their clever minds, could count up to 4, 5, or 6. And if they were particularly bright, they could count even higher. This was a game changer, a moment that forever altered the trajectory of human development. The number one, in its simplest form, was the catalyst for this change. Our hero, the number one, started off as a mere line, a single entity. It was the first to emerge from the primordial soup, the first to be used for counting. It was the first in many ways, and it played a crucial role in our evolution, enabling us to count, to measure, to understand the world around us in quantifiable terms. This newfound ability to count beyond 3 or 4 was a turning point in our history. It was the dawn of a new era, the dawn of one, a time when humans began to see the world through a new lens, a lens that allowed them to comprehend and quantify their surroundings. And at the heart of this transformation, at the very core, was our hero, the number one. But the number one didn't remain a simple line or mark for long. In the ancient Sumerian civilization, which flourished around 4000 BC in the Fertile Crescent of the Middle East, the number one underwent a transformative metamorphosis. The Sumerians, among the earliest urban dwellers, were builders of cities and creators of complex societies. They were also the inventors of one of our most profound intellectual tools, mathematics. In the midst of their bustling cities, filled with commerce, construction, and the ceaseless hum of human activity, the Sumerians found themselves facing a problem. They needed a system to organize their increasingly complex society. They needed to store and distribute grain, calculate debts and profits, and most importantly, collect taxes. In response to this challenge, the Sumerians took the number one, which was then just a line or mark, and transformed it into a cone. This might seem like a simple change, but it had profound implications. The cone-shaped one made arithmetic possible. It allowed the Sumerians to perform calculations, to measure wealth, to calculate gains and losses, and to collect taxes. This was not just a change in the shape of the number one. It was a revolution in how humans thought about and used numbers. It marked the birth of mathematics as we know it, and it set the stage for the development of all the mathematical tools that we use today. The transformation of the number one into a cone was a pivotal moment in human history. It allowed the Sumerians to build and manage their cities, to create an economic system, and to lay the foundations for the complex societies that would follow. So the next time you use a number, whether it's to count your change, to measure a distance, or to calculate a tip, remember the humble origins of the number one. Remember how it started as a simple mark or line, and how it was transformed into a cone by the ancient Sumerians. This transformation not only changed the life of one, but also altered the course of history. While some societies thrived without numbers, the Sumerians found them indispensable. This is where our story takes a fascinating twist. The Sumerians, unlike their counterparts, saw the value in numbers. They recognized that the number one and its derivatives could create order from chaos, structure from randomness, and society from solitude. In the bustling city life of ancient Sumer, the number one began to play a pivotal role. As the Sumerians transitioned from a nomadic lifestyle to a settled urban one, they found themselves faced with new challenges. They needed to store grain, distribute it among the populace, calculate debts and profits, and perhaps most importantly, collect taxes. And to solve these challenges, they turned to the number one. The Sumerians, in their wisdom, transformed one into a cone. This cone, a tangible physical representation of the abstract concept of one, served as a tool for arithmetic. With this simple tool, they could count their grain, calculate their profits, and determine their debts. They could distribute resources fairly and efficiently, ensuring the survival and prosperity of their society. And yes, they could also calculate taxes, a necessary evil for any organized society. But the impact of the number 1 didn't stop there. This new system of counting and calculating didn't just make life easier for the Sumerians. It fundamentally changed the way they saw the world. It instilled in them a sense of order, a belief in the power of numbers to make sense of the world. It led to the birth of mathematics, a discipline that would go on to shape human civilization in ways that the Sumerians could never have imagined. The Sumerians' adoption of the number 1 and their invention of mathematics marked a turning point in human history. It represented the dawn of a new era, an era where numbers, led by the number 1, played a central role in organizing societies and shaping civilizations. This was a pivotal moment in the history of cities and the invention of mathematics. And as we'll see in the next scene, the influence of the number 1 on human civilization was only just beginning. The number 1 didn't just help build cities, it played a crucial role in the evolution of human civilization. Our protagonist, the number 1, didn't stop after laying the foundation of mathematics and the fundamental structure of city life. It continued to evolve, adapt, and navigate through the tides of time, influencing the trajectory of human civilization in ways we could hardly imagine. One such significant impact was the creation of money. The concept of money, in essence, is a system of counting, of assigning a numerical value to goods and services. And at the heart of this system is our hero, the number 1. Whether it was the first gold coin struck in Lydia or the tally sticks used in medieval Europe, the concept of 1 was integral in establishing the value of these early forms of money. This system of counting transformed the way we traded and interacted with each other. It introduced a sense of fairness in trade, a common language that everyone could understand and agree upon. It was no longer about barter or exchange of goods, it was about numbers. This numerical system of trading fostered growth, exchange, and the establishment of economies. The number 1 also played a pivotal role in the rise of empires. The Roman Empire, for instance, wouldn't have been possible without the rigorous accounting of its resources, the counting of its legions, or the calculation of its taxes. The well-oiled machine that was the Roman bureaucracy relied heavily on our hero, the number 1, to keep track of its vast empire. Moreover, the number 1 has been a constant companion of humanity's intellectual journey. From the great Greek philosopher Pythagoras, who saw numbers as the essence of all things, to the genius of Albert Einstein, who used numbers to decipher the mysteries of the universe, the number 1 has been an integral part of humanity's quest for knowledge. The number 1, in its many forms, has been a driving force in the growth and complexity of human societies. Its influence on human civilization is profound, shaping our systems of trade, our economies, our empires, and our understanding of the world. It's hard to imagine where we would be without our hero, the number 1. In the digital age, the number 1 found a new ally, 0. This alliance formed the backbone of binary code, the language that powers our computers, smartphones, and the entire digital world. The number 1, in its many forms, had always been a linchpin in human development, but in the digital age, it took on a new significance. The binary system, composed solely of ones and zeros, is a testament to the adaptability of 1. It's a system in which 1 represents the presence of an electrical pulse, while 0 signifies its absence. In this realm, the number 1 became more than just a numeral. It became a symbol of existence, a beacon of presence. The binary system is elegantly simple, yet incredibly powerful. It's a language that transcends cultural boundaries, a universal tongue spoken by machines and understood by humans worldwide. In this system, 1 and 0 work together to create complex data structures and algorithms, powering everything from your morning alarm to the most sophisticated artificial intelligence. In the digital age, the number 1 has also played a crucial role in the rise of the internet. Every website you visit, every email you send, every photo you share online, they all boil down to long strings of ones and zeros. This binary code is what enables us to communicate, learn, work, and play in a digital world. But let's not forget about one's role in digital finance. Every online transaction, every cryptocurrency trade, every digital banking operation hinges on the binary system. In this realm, 1 is an indispensable player, driving the digital economy and shaping the future of finance. So here we are, in a world where 1, paired with 0, holds sway over our digital lives. It's a world where 1 has evolved from a simple counting tool to the driving force behind our digital age. And so, the number 1 continues to shape our world, from the earliest civilizations to the digital age, proving that even the simplest of things can have the greatest of impacts.